And welcome back, everybody. A little more Dragon Age or Inquisition, not Origins. You start to get in that mood. Oh, hello. Read you? Have you ever heard the story of a King Bedwyr? Bedwyr, like most kings, was a man of great pride who expected nothing but complete loyalty from his subjects. He believed the best way to achieve this was through fear. After all, those who feared him would never cross him or question his rule. Most importantly, those who feared him would always seek to please him. Bedwyr cultivated terror in his subordinates through the gleeful and unrestrained use of a contraption referred to as the Maiden. The Maiden was a hinged iron casket as high and wide and deep as a man, with vicious spikes within, meant to pierce through the poor soul locked into it. So an Iron Maiden. Bedwyr's Maiden... was a prized possession and stood in place of honor in his throne room, often with a screaming victim inside it. Political rivals suspected assassins, treasonous ministers. The Maiden consumed them all. But as time passed, more people were given to the Maiden for increasingly trivial offenses. The cook for oversalting the king's food, Pagefoy for dropping his sword. The Maiden cast a pall over the kingdom, and its people prayed for deliverance from their cruel king. This is a lot of stuff. Then one day a strange woman rode into the city. She called herself Ember and was an emissary from a far-off land. Her leaders had heard, she said, of Bedwyr's wisdom and authority, and she sought the king's counsel. The thought that he had earned the adulation of brother kings across the sea made Bedwyr swell with pride, and he granted Ember an audience. They dined and danced, and through it all Ember flattered and fawned on the king. At the end of the night Ember asked to see the Maiden, the infamous device that had given Bedwyr all his power. The king, giddy with praise, proudly presented Ember with the empty contraption. Ember looked at the Maiden, sighed with disappointment, and said, "That does not look terrifying at all. I should have imagined the spikes to be much sharper." Bedwyr grew red at her comment and replied, "The spikes are sharp enough. Look at the blood that still clings to them." "But it's so small," said Ember. "Are only children and women its victims?" Bedwyr grew redder still and replied, "Of course not! The Maiden has devoured many men." Ember shook her head and said to the king, "I do not believe it. Surely no warrior could fear this thing. A man like yourself, tall and muscled, would not fit within." The king laughed and saw a way to prove the merit of the Maiden to Ember. "I will show you how easily a man like myself could fit," he said, and with that he stepped into the device. But Ember was waiting, and no sooner had Bedwyr squeezed himself into the iron casket than Ember slammed it shut on him. Ember took the Maiden with the screaming Bedwyr inside through the castle and down into the city, and the people, finally free from the king's tyranny, cheered and danced to the singing that echoed through the streets until Bedwyr was dead, and it finally stopped. Interesting.
For I walk only where you would bid me.
A tavern.
You've seen no signs of the Grey Wardens. Can I get you anything?
What can I find in Haven?
What can you tell me about this area?
Adan is Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harrit is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segrit. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minave. She studies beasts and things, as I understand.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
With heart remiss for those who could not find the truth. Blinded, so we hide, die.
It's really the one main thing I love about Dungeons and Dragons versus any real role-playing game is just the freedom in them. And I guess once you start to play better and better campaigns and you start to play more and more, even video games start to just feel a little bit mute of what you can do. Walk amongst my people. What is that? I not know, but it's a mark of the Inquisition. Oh, lootages. Absolutely. Spider totem. And I'll slash at the chest too, because why not? I'm an angry elf. Happens to the best of us. All fruit. That's kind of frustrating. You can clearly see a way, like, where you should be able to walk up there, but... saying it, like, reminds me of my World of Warcraft days, trying to, like, find the right path up the mountain. Skyrim and Oblivion, I guess, are similar in that. And the compass pulses V to search.
There must be something here.
You're just going to spin me in a circle. That's literally what V is doing. It's giving me... Actually, my whole game is spinning. It's just constantly spinning in a circle. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop, game. Wow. Alright, so we've encountered our first major bug of the game, where my camera will not stop spinning. And it doesn't seem like there's much of anything I can do to stop it. So... That's really frustrating. Let's see. If I... No, escape won't do it either. Oh, and it stopped! Okay. That's so disheartening. I mean, it seems clear to me, like, you should be able to get onto this stone at some location, but... Right, I mean, it would seem like you should be able to jump onto that rock there, but... That's... I don't know, I dislike that a lot in games. Where, like, it's kind of obvious where you can go, and visible walls just seem to bar you. See, like, does this not look like a path up? I'm just feeling like a lack of polish right now. And I wouldn't have really looked at it, but clearly they want you to go... They want you to get to that flag there. So, I don't know, I guess I see that in games like we're pointing out our mistakes. Right? Like, there shouldn't be invisible walls like this. There's no reason that I shouldn't be able to walk up this. That doesn't make sense, that I shouldn't be able to walk up that steep of a hill when I can walk up other steep hills. You have to find the right path up, I guess. But, I mean, look... I don't know. That kind of just frustrates me. But... I kind of see that more as a lack of polish type of thing that... Oh wait, that's... Never mind. That's me that did that. I didn't realize you could create beacons. Okay, that's a little silly of me. So I guess I can't complain too much because I put my beacon in a place that you shouldn't be able to go. Alright, so I feel a little sillier. My mistake. That kind of just seemed like an achievement unlock thing when I first looked at it, though, you know? Fair enough, though. That complaining is my fault. I don't want to hurt you. I'm a little afraid to approach you. I'm an elf, and elves love nature. What can I say? More elf fruit. A lot more elf fruit. I do kind of... I remember, like, being annoyed at that in World of Warcraft. If anyone remembers the old Wailing Caverns and having to get the extra side quests... You guys remember that, come on now. The old Wailing Caverns where you had to, like, climb up the side of the mountain and, like, jump into the perfect location. Those for days. Fun days. We need a logging place. Ah! Wow, so it fell off the cliff and hurt itself. A retarded thing. Flaggages! Cool. So that's done. Let's take a look at what this is here. But future-wise, as I travel, I do hope to bring to all of you a little bit more of my love of role-playing games and tabletop games. If you enjoy Western RPGs, but you always kind of felt like I hate the limitations of them, I wouldn't say that to a guard, or I wish I could come up with this idea. Tabletop gaming is absolutely for you. There is... that's probably some of the most fun I've ever had in my life, was tabletop gaming. Hello, beautiful. And I feel part of the problem with tabletop gaming is that it's so hard to get into, right? It's so hard to learn all the rules and to learn what everything can do. And I mean, hell, I've been playing D&D and tabletop now for, I don't know, 12 years. And there's still so many things that come up, like, I'm like, oh, what? Oh. Ow. Elf fruit. The apothecary mentioned that his master Tegan was working on something special before he died of the conclave. So I gotta find Tegan's notes. I can't believe they're not in this house. No notes there, huh? Let's check around the house. Anything in the back? Is there a basement? Yeah, I'm out of the sphere of influence now. But I think the coolest part for those of you who've ever gotten into D&D or Pathfinder, or really any role-playing game campaign, is that naturally certain things start to develop in terms of funny quotes or funny stories or things that are just so memorable. I think one of my favorites was we were playing with a guy, and it was a stupid line. He was actually just a temporary member. He was playing a halfling cleric, and we were trying to escape some city. It was a good aligned city, but like everything started going to hell. These, you know, it looked like the political rulership was all corrupted, and everything was horrible. And right, basically it was just before he died. You know, he was kind of holding off some stuff, and he made the comment, "For the people." It was, looked at all of us, just this halfling cleric, "For the people." And I remember just for some reason the description and everything was so vivid in my mind, that this little halfling who's going to stand and stop all of these guards, said all the guards were good aligned, but they were lawful. They didn't realize they were being manipulated. And so this cleric, even though he was good, someone had to stand and, you know, stop this tide of darkness. And just, for the people. Oh, it was so good. Like, my retelling of the story will never do justice to Butch, who was playing that character. I mean, just the way he said it and the way he looked at it, and he knew he was a temporary character. He knew he was only playing that night, so it wasn't really a sacrifice for him to die. But it was at the same time, like we had just met this halfling cleric, and for the people. So forever, that became, like, for the campaign, that was the war cry. That was the resounding cry that brought everyone together. And I'm not having any luck finding this, so... I'm ready to move on soon. Because I'm not seeing this anywhere, and I don't want to delay up the game. I think if I'm playing this on my own, you know, without recording, I might spend some more time looking. Unless, like, this beacon is right where it is and I've been wasting my time. No, I don't see anything nearby of what it would be. I would expect in that house, but I've clearly missed it. Huh. Oh well. Sure, not that big a deal. Whatever. We'll find it later, right? No problem. But if you ever get the opportunity to play with a group, and it's funny, most times a good... Oh, hello.
CV's in the set. We cannot stay here.
I'd like your take on the Templar Order.
It's a shadow of what it was. Where once we both protected all people from the dangers of magic, we now posture and grab at power. One day, I hope the circles are again sanctuaries where mages can practice their craft.
You're not going to rejoin the Order?
When the temple went up, your forces rescued those few of us still alive. My life is a debt I intend to repay, however I can.
Do you have any idea what caused the explosion?
No, I'm just a recruit. Belief and faith doesn't get you closer to the important meetings. Though that distance did save my life.
I will talk to you later.
Walk in the Maker's grace.
So without interrupting too much there, one of the great things about a good dungeon master, a good person who's running the campaign, is they care that you know the rules, but you don't need to know them 100%. You don't need to know every little thing. And if you're willing to roleplay, by roleplay I mean you take on that role of your character. You cease to be whoever you are in real life, and you take on the role of a character. A good DM will build off of that so much. I mean, for me even, I would so much rather someone who was willing to have fun playing a character and have fun playing a role than someone who knew every single rule inside and out. Pulsing, pulsing. God, I look so dorky.
Does it trouble you?
just wish I knew what it was, or how I got it.
We will find out. What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
Clearly you have something in mind.
We do. May I present Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition's forces.
Such as they are. We lost many soldiers in the valley, and I fear many more before this is through.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
Anderan Atishan.
You speak Elven.
You just heard the entirety of it, I'm afraid.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
Everyone's hair is so shiny.
Cassandra tells me you have a plan.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
That didn't take long.
Shouldn't they be busy arguing over who's going to become divine?
Some are calling you,
Hair.
a Dalish elf, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
Wait, what?
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
I'm so nerdy.
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading.
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
I'm not sure how I should feel.
The Chantry has decided that for you, it seems.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign. And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
They aren't more concerned about the breach, the real threat.
They do know it's a threat, they just don't think we can stop it.
The Chantry is telling everyone you'll make it worse. There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far, and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
I'll see what she has to say.
You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the Hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
Okay. The war table allows you to apply powers of the Inquisition through Orlais and Ferelden. Mother Giselle is in the Hinterlands, which can be found in the Ferelden side of the table. The Inquisition can unlock new areas for you to explore through scouting operations. Perform the scouting operations for the Hinterlands for the Ferelden side of the war.
My scouts still comb the hills for clues about the explosion. I'll take what I can find.
If Giselle decides any hope the Chantry dies with her, my scout will slip past the fighting, find her, and protect her with their lives. Mother Giselle was last seen in the hinterlands outside Redcliffe tending refugees who fled the fighting between renegade Templars and the apostate mages. The latest report suggests that the vicious struggle between the two groups has spread to the hinterlands, catching the refugees and the Mother Giselle. In the middle, it is vital to protect her and, if possible, restore order. We avoided the fighting as best we could. It's every bit as bad as we'd feared. The apostates are mad, attacking anything that moves, and it appears the Templars here aren't following anyone's orders any longer. We located Mother Giselle and are trying to protect her, but she refused to leave the refuge until we've ensured their safety. That will be hard to do without troops to push the apostates and the Templars out of the area. Commander Cullen asked me to make inquiries of Mother Dennett, a retired horsemaster of Redcliffe who lives in the area. We tried to contact him about obtaining better horses for the Inquisition, but we've been unable to get through the fighting. Lead Scout Harding. Yeah. Party selection. Barrack, Cassandra, and Short. Mages master control, freeze or paralyze, your enemies take them out of the fight. Yeah, we knew that. Oh god. That is a lot to read. The Templars are Templars. And the Hinterlands are Hinterlandish. Alright, come on. Seems like this card system is going to be kind of how interfaces are handled. Slightly odd, but let's see what we got.
Of Andraste. I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the breach. It's odd for a Dalish elf to care what happens to anyone else, but you'll get no backtalk here. That's a promise. Inquisition Scout Harding, at your service. All of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No. Never mind.
Ugh.
What's the word?
What's the situation out here in the Hinterlands?
We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Maker only knows if he's even still alive. Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
Lovely. It's never easy. Oh, okay, so you can change the party from up there, equip potion, I gotcha. And rest. Okay. Questages?
Word for for you.
What is it?
See for yourself, sir.
Okay. Let's see what there is to find out here in the wilderness. What is that? Yeah, we'll clean up everything, I'm sure. Let's see where this first point leads us.
Watch your step. Mother Giselle ought to be around here somewhere.
I actually never gave that iron and shit back to the quartermaster, did I? It looks like we've got a fight up ahead. And a landmark. Oh god. How to get up there? With a random treasure chest in the middle of the field. Curved dagger. Schematic in there. Frilled and skirmisher longbow, don't need, and the hat. What does that hat do? Level 4. Alright. Or a calcum. What the hell is this? Demons! Take his ass out. I'm missing horribly. Need to get to that rift. Oh, are we really doing wave combat? Is that... That's a little disheartening. Alright. Sick deal. I'm a little disheartened by that, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of the whole prepare for the next wave. Let's see what this orichalcum is all about, though. Hey, +1 to power. Oh, Does that not seem like a step up, though? Like... I guess not. Discover the outskirts. Seems like this bridge will get me across and to it. Oh, seriously? Fuck it. The party doesn't look too healthy. Loot? Rare Vitar. Interesting.
What's with the skull?
Oh, that's not Orichalcum. Oclurum. Locate shards on the roll. When Oclurum can no longer see any shards, it stops glowing.
The skull illuminates certain objects in the distance. I am not familiar with such magic.
Of course, it had to be a skull that lights up creepy shit.
I kind of hope they're not going to make me try to remember where all that shit is. No, don't fall. Ow. Fuck. Alright. It seems like there's a ton for me to do. Hello? Goodbye. Ow! Got my Fiora skills running.
Mages and Templars and innocent people caught in the middle. Some things never change.
Heal. Bam! No problem. Alright. Oh, really? I'm that far from level... Damn it. Hello.
Templar bastards killed my husband and stole the ring from his finger. They deserve to die.
Oh, no, sorry. Hey.
We're the Templars. They don't care who they kill anymore.
You're saying the Templars attacked your husband?
Aye. He was digging out a stump. The fools couldn't tell a shovel from a mage's staff. Had to be safe, they said. Rebels everywhere, attacked everywhere by surprise, sick bastards. They took the ring I gave him on our wedding day in case it was magic.
Okay. Not anything like, yeah, sure, I'd love to help you, or, you know, let me see what I can do. Nope, just goodbye. Alright, folks, I believe my timer has expired, though, so As always, thank you very much for watching. Tune in the next. Thanks for watching, everybody.